Greetings and welcome back. In this installment, we continue to review the updates and upgrades that have already been accomplished during the 17 months since the boat was purchased. Let's get right to them. Responding to a comment about its absence in the survey, ground fault circuit interruption protection was added for the AC before the vessel was taken off the hard in Michigan and brought home. At least something of use came out of the survey, which was otherwise of questionable value. As mentioned in the Features and Flaws installment, one of the key features of the main cabin settees are the wonderful head knocker chain plate straps midway of each. The next update was to find something simple to cushion them from the occasional glancing impact from those of us who sit tall in the saddle. A local home building supply store came to the rescue and provided a simple slip-on solution as soon as it was relocated to Ohio. Another early, almost invisible, easily forgotten update that has proven indispensable for solo sail handling was the addition of Barton winchers to give the 40-year-old non-tailing winches a self-tailing quality. Their purchase has allowed me to spread my thin upgrade dollars elsewhere, instead of incurring the cost of replacing the winches, which are in good shape. These things were absolutely a bear to get on. It took more than 2 or 3 tries to get the first one on, and I had to sit down and rest afterwards. But boy, what a difference. In the strongest winds to date, they mind the sheets and I don't have to run them through the cleats. The trip home included running all night, and this got me thinking about the drain on the battery relative to the power consumption of the incandescent light bulbs. The next step was to reduce this drain by switching to LED nav lighting. The next logical step relative to reducing overnight power consumption was to do the same for the interior lighting, and wow, that could be even more significant. When you consider all of the interior lights that could be switched on and the amperage of the bulbs being used, the power draw was astounding. All of the fixtures were converted in place to LEDs, and now all of the interior lights switched on draws much less than any one of the former lights standing alone. In addition, thanks to Maz of Sail Life Channel, the cabin has been ringed with a dimmable, waterproof, multicolor RGB LED string that gives me push-button selection of bright white, red, and cozy yellow lighting. Actually, these colors come along with a few other colors, as well as morphing and blinking to music, if by some strange chance I would want that. During the first season, I carried a battery charger on each trip to the boat to ensure that the batteries were topped off before heading home. For this, I successfully put the charger on the starter and then the house batteries while I sorted and straightened and prepared the boat for leaving till the next time. I always found the batteries needed a bit of topping and usually required a bit more time than I needed for the post-docking work. In order to make this an operation that could happen unattended, I purchased and installed an automated 2-bank battery charger maintainer system. Another issue that came up during the first boating season happened as I tried to anchor behind the breakwall to rest and recover from my often exhausting learning experiences out in the relentless winds and waves. Getting that heavy steel Danforth fluke type anchor out of the locker, through the pulpit, and over the side was near impossible for an already exhausted soul, and often left me collapsed on the foredeck after getting it deployed. I needed an anchor on a roller. And not only that, I wasn't anchoring in a storm, so I needed a lighter weight anchor for now. Among the projects for the first winter was to select an anchor that fit my weight and light storm holding requirements, and a roller that fit the available space on the foredeck, which was tight. Installation took place in the spring. This was a project that keeps on giving, as I ultimately had to change the bell on the roller to prevent interference with the bow nav light, but this introduced the ability of the rode or anchor to get out of position, so there is more work on this project for the next winter. But I have a plan. While reviewing the pictures and video from my first inspection, I saw something that looked awful, and my wife noticed it too. How could they live with such an awful-looking sight? That had to go, and was added to the project list for the first winter and spring. Big difference. As you see, I did not go with the direct replacement of the corrugated vinyl hose, but upgraded to a better smoothbore, purpose-built reinforced rubber hose. Things look and smell a lot better. While listening to the videos of the trip home, I noticed how noisy the engine was even in the cockpit. My wife put the nail in the coffin of the original 40-year-old sound installation on the engine cover when I started the engine with her in the main cabin. Winter project. And boy, what a difference. Well, at least for me. But unfortunately, not yet enough. My wife's first trip of the second season had her ask, "When are you going to upgrade the engine sound insulation?" Second winter project list. Add second layer of sound insulation to engine cover. At this point, we will pause to keep this video at the target length. In the next installment, we will complete the list of updates and upgrades already accomplished. Thanks for watching. By the way, what are you doing with your freedom?